Hello, everyone. Divine Feminine Empress 444 here to do a collective read. Decks have already been shuffled. I hope everybody's doing very well. You guys will have to excuse my hands that look beat up. That's due to my other job. It's a busy time of the year. It's been Easter and now about to be Mother's Day and plus graduations and proms and everything else, so that's why I haven't been on as often, so you'll have to forgive me, and I apologize. I do miss y'all when I'm not able to get on. But let's see how the collective's energy is. So we have firestorm, karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdowns, round and round, cycles, triggers, and lessons. And then we have side hustle. Okay. We have massive regret. And I miss you. Okay. Collective. So we have the Two of Swords. We have the Devil. Page of Swords. The Empress. We have the Three of Wands. We have Three of Swords. Let me move these up. We have the Six of Cups. King of Pentacles. The Star. One more. Well, that's too many, Spirit. One more. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So, collective, what I'm seeing here, right? This is you, obviously, in this Empress energy. Recently, you could have been in two minds about something. Okay? Ooh, no. I apologize. I take that back. That's somebody else. So, there's somebody here in, like, a massive regret. Matter of fact, this could be you, collective. I'm getting two different scenarios here. Thank you, Spirit. So this could be you in two minds, having like massive regrets, missing someone, or this could be somebody in your energy. Take it how it resonates for you. But I feel like there was some kind of like ending. And what I'm seeing here is it could have something to do with a career. This could be something that you do on the side, or you know, that this person was doing on the side. Or just their job period, I'm seeing, or your job period. I'm gonna read it how the most prominent scenario is gonna come out, okay? Because I don't want everybody to get confused. I hate trying to do the back and forth, like this could be you or this could be this person. Just take it how it resonates for you. Flip the roles how they fit. If it doesn't resonate with you, maybe the next one will. Also remember, this is a collective reading, so not everything will resonate with you, but maybe a piece will. And again, just flip the roles. If you are interested in a personal reading, everything you need is inside my description box. Yeah. So you're in this Empress energy, and I feel like you have some kind of new idea. Okay? Whoever I'm speaking to. Confirmation. There was a horn. There's some kind of new idea that you were in two minds about, or that you are in two minds about. Thank you, Spirit. Something about moving forward, maybe trying something new. Okay? I feel like this is coming after some kind of like heartbreak, some kind of disappointment. Somebody could have came back from the past, right? And this doesn't have to be a lover, right? This could just be a scenario. So, for instance, especially with this trigger lessons, right? I feel like people in general trying to come back into your energy after disappearing for a while, or maybe you release someone and then them trying to return back into your energy. I'm getting it's like a. I'm gonna tell you what I'm strongly feeling is like somebody trying to fuck with your money, right? Confuse you, throw you off balance. Yes, because you're in this star energy. I feel like you were healing, right? Meditating, releasing. I'm hearing too. Your emotions could have been pretty balanced, and I feel like you're gonna know who this person is or who these people are because they're throwing you off. Okay, something is throwing you off balance. I do see though that the wheel is still turning in your favor. Okay. I feel like it's because you're trying to move out of this energy, and because you're moving away from these energies and out of this energy, there are going to be people that are going to try to hold you back. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. Give me something more. Yeah, I feel like this is a time for you to rest. If you're especially if you're watching my readings, when Spirit asks me to take a pause, right? I do it. When my Spirit asks me to take a pause, I had a lot going on recently. So, and you could be in this energy as well, collective. I think that's why this is coming up. If you have a lot going on, and your spirit is like calling for you, or if you notice like an upheave in something going on in your life, it's because some changes are about to arise. Okay, so you could have like a car that broke down. You could have a change in a job. You could have lost a job. Maybe your job laid you off. Something of that sort. There could be something major here that's changing. But Spirit's calling for me to tell you don't look at it in a negative way. See, that's the trick of the enemy. They want you to think it's you and that you're losing things. No, these are things changing so that way the cycle, so you can see the cycle and go with the change, not stay stuck. Okay? I'm called to say this for somebody. All right. Yes. Mhm. Okay. Give me something more. I am called to say this is your time of rest. So there could be something that's happened. Again, for some of you, this could be a job, right? Or this could have been maybe you have a side hustle, and maybe you're being called to not, excuse me, for a time frame, or still not to do it, right? Or again, a car could have broke down. Something. There's something here. It's going to be different for everyone. But you were called to pull away so you could rest, okay? This is like not you stopping life, right? But resting. Thank you. King of Swords. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is you could be a Cancer or Taurus or have it highly aspected in your chart. Okay. Mm. Um, or I'm called to tell you to that you're gonna step into that energy, right? An earthy energy or like a Cancer energy. So I'm thinking like water and earth balancing. Thank you, Spirit. It's like balancing your emotions and focusing more on, I want to say, your finances. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, again, take everything how it resonates for you. But there's a shift. There's a shift, and Spirit wants you to use your head over your heart. While you're in this resting season, while you're in this resting position, um, go with the changes, right? But trusting your spirit and know that definitely feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you're being guided, okay, to the right direction. There's some things changing. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Okay, so this is feeling to you like, ooh, for somebody, this is feeling to you like you feel broken. You feel defeated. Um, Try not to sit in this energy, I'm called to say. That's, again, the trick of the enemy. They want you to feel down, okay? They want you to feel like it's you. I'm also getting somebody, I think I started to say this at night because there's so many downloads I'm getting. For someone or a few of you, you could be feeling like, why is nothing going right? Again, that's the trick of the enemy, right? Just because things are changing does not mean that it's something bad, okay? Sometimes we have to go through the storm to come out on the other side, right? Ooh, and there was just a major storm here the other day. Yes. Mm-hmm. I just heard knocking down walls, okay? There's a change coming. A major change coming. A major shift. Thank you, Spirit. Yes. Okay. So we have the Lovers and the Nine of Pentacles. I am getting that right now you are balancing out your masculine and feminine energies, right? Knowing when to pull out your feminine energy and knowing when to pull out your masculine energy. There's some kind of change going on for you. You may be having to deal with something in court. You may be having to deal with, again, some kind of like layoff at work, or it could be an issue with your car, something. If you've gotten any kind of like upheaval, bad news, something going, I don't want to say wrong because it's not wrong. It's a change, right? Because whatever it is that you've been praying for and asking for, things are not going to come unless there's change, correct? So stay in a positive energy. Balancing out that emotion, knowing when to pull out your masculine energy and your feminine energy, okay? Because in some situations, okay, I'm called to give this example. Because I have an issue going on with my vehicle, okay? If someone calls you, and I'm called to give this example. If someone calls you and gives you some kind of bad news, right? Be careful not to get hot-headed, okay? Be careful to not step out of character, because I feel like that's what's the devil's in this, right? It's that trickster energy wanting you to feel like Like things are going wrong, okay? They're not going wrong. Staying calm, staying balanced. Thank you, Spirit. You're in this Nine of Pentacles energy. You can do this. You got this, okay? Whatever this is, you are meant to be in this independent energy at this time. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. And I just heard for someone watching me right now just said, well, God damn it, I've been in this energy, right? Facts. Okay. A lot of us have, right? Having to be independent, having only ourselves to rely on. But there's something here about to come to a head, right? Something good coming. Yes. Strength. Yes. Keep your strength, right? Stay strong. Ooh. Spirit really showed me that subtle power, okay? Sometimes it's not about you having to cuss somebody out, right? It's about you gently getting your way, okay? Know how to say something firm, but mean business, okay? Coming off emotionally balanced, yes. Having compassion for others because someone else that you speak to, thank you, Spirit. This could be like a phone conversation or maybe a meeting that you have to have, okay? And Spirit is wanting you to be balanced because if you react in aggression, this could cause you to, if this could cause a different kind of a shift, okay? And the reason why is because you're in a balanced position. You're seen as the star. You're emotionally balanced. Yes. Harmony, peace, I'm saying. If you happen to step out of character, you don't know what someone else is going through, right? So this could cause backlash, okay? This could be a work situation. Again, um, this could even have something to do with your children for some of you. This could have, I'm not excluding anything. You have to take this energy how it resonates for you, okay? Because it's going to show up in different ways for everyone. Give me something more. Five of Wands. There's definitely some kind of competition going on, okay? And I'm getting this is people outside of your energy wanting to bring you this, okay? And I just heard a distraction. You don't want to cause tension. You don't want to cause fighting, arguments. Yes. Be careful to I just heard not my circus, not my monkeys. Look at it from the outside before you react. Take a step back, okay? Because if this is at a workplace, there's something going on here. This is for someone. If this is at a workplace, there's something going on here with a lot of like backstabbing, lies, betrayal, right? People fighting amongst each other. And be careful to not get yourself involved in that. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Three of Cups. I feel like here, be very careful of playing sides with anything. Remember to stay true to you, I'm called to say. There could be people wanting you to collaborate with them. But I'm getting like a sneaky energy. So be very careful, again, who you're siding with. I don't feel like you should put yourself in the middle or the mix of it. Yeah, death. And the Nine of Swords. There's definitely an ending here. This is a major ending. Okay? And this major ending is coming because there's a new beginning. I'm telling you, there's a major shift going on right now. I'm sure whoever watches me, you can feel it. Okay? This has been causing you probably to have a little bit of anxiety, a lot of worry, having like this fearful spirit. Please don't sit in that. Okay? Remember to pray and remember to trust. Trust in the universe, trust in God, right? Trust in spirit. You don't want to sit in this, okay? Whatever this is that you're going through, it could feel very overwhelming now, I'm called to say. We have Queen of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Fool. Yeah. See, this is coming for you, collective, okay? You're somebody who's the provider. You could be a mother, a single mother. You could be a single father. You're about to become financially stable in some area here. There's a change. All right. Continue loving on yourself. Don't give up on you. Thank you, Spirit. Remain emotionally stable. Okay. Don't let anybody try to spill your cups, I just heard. Okay? Don't let anybody spill your emotions. Because there's a new beginning coming. I'm telling you, this is a major shift. Thank you, Spirit. And my stomach just growled. Confirmation. That's way too many. Yes. We have the Hermit and the Page of Cups. This is a time for you to take a step back, okay? And see, I wasn't even going to get on tonight again. But Spirit literally, because I was very tired after I left work today. But Spirit woke me back up. Because I did. I fell asleep and I was just going to go to bed. Spirit woke me back up to deliver this message. Because whoever you are, you could be in the same energy I'm in right now. Okay? Again, it'll just be in a different way. It'll be in your way. In your own... I know, I think whoever watches my channel, you can understand what I'm saying. But I feel like this is a time for you to do a little bit more soul searching, right? Seeking, reflecting, time to be alone again, right? Pulling back your energy. Because I feel like there's some kind of like chaos going on. There's definitely a shift. There's going to be some kind of new creative opportunity coming in here. You could have already started this. And I feel like you're going to be happily surprised. Yeah. This is a creative opportunity. We have the Two of Wands in reverse. This is a time for you to realign, reach personal goals. Yes. For some of you too, you could be working on your outer appearance. You could be working out. You could be Maybe you got a new gym membership. Something. There's something here for you to work on yourself. If this has to do with a vehicle, this could be so you could go for walks. Okay? Something about you getting out in nature, something of that sort. Don't be fearful. I'm telling you, there's something coming in. Don't be afraid of this change. Okay? We all know where we have been, right? And we don't want to look back. Okay? Because there's nothing back there. And I feel like the energy right now was you were kind of sitting stagnant, right? And for a little while. And it may have worked, but now it's time for a change again. All these things that you were manifesting, wanting to come into reality, right? Sometimes there has to be a shakeup for things to change, okay? Stay calm. No more playing it fucking safe, okay? Don't be afraid of this change. Don't be afraid of the change. Thank you, Spirit. Yes. 7 of Cups. Opportunities. There's something new coming in here. Like people want you to be in this illusion, like you're losing, okay? I'm called to say that you're not losing. Not anything worthwhile, not anything worth it, okay? If this has to do with a home, you're going to get a better home. If this has to do with a car, you could possibly be getting ready to get a better car. If this is a job, you could be possibly getting ready to get a better job. Roll with the changes, collective. Okay? I know it's scary. Okay? Whew, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. 10 of Pentacles. It's guiding you to some kind of like financial security here. Okay? Family, success. This could be like people who are very close to you contributing, helping you out. Okay? I'm also called to say, now again, do not beg nobody to help you. But I feel like while you're going through this change, you're going to see those who actually support you. Okay? Because you may need to lean on people at this time. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. And not that we want people to do things for us, but sometimes God will have other people help to get you somewhere, okay? I'm called to say that. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Stay in your power, collective, okay? Stay confident. You're independent. You've done this before. You've pulled yourself out of, and with the help of the universe and God, right, and Spirit, because you have this zest for life. You're a go-getter, okay? I feel like this is a time of rest because it's going to help you focus on your determination, right? Focus on where you're headed. Thank you, Spirit. Mm-hmm. 9 of Wands. You've been so fucking persistent, so courageous, collective. Kudos to you, okay? It's like you... Thank you, Spirit. Whoever I'm speaking to, and I can speak on this because I've been here myself, okay? I've always been that one, man, bandaged, bruised, going through whatever. I'm called to give an example, okay? Recently, in this last 2 years, I was very, very sick. I felt very ill, okay? I had I've always been anemic, okay? For those of you who don't know what anemia is, it's where your iron is low, right? but I also had some other health issues going on, which caused my anemia to um, be at its all-time low. Okay, I literally could have passed away. It was to that point. And by the grace of God, I don't even like to take credit for nothing of my own. I give it to God. Okay, because the things that I went through, only God can do it. Okay. Um, my iron went down to a 3. At a 2, you can pass away. Okay, and mine was at a 3. I was getting blood transfusions, iron injections. I had to have surgery done. And all in the meantime, I was still being a mom, right? Working a full-time job, a single mom at that, doing readings, um, cleaning my home, right? I have kids in activities, raising children. You have bills, all this other stuff going on. I don't know how I was doing it. And it's funny because the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm called to give this as an example. And this is why I give all credit to God. There was times that I didn't realize my iron affected so many different things. I was losing my voice. Anybody who's been watching me for the last 2 years knows that if you watch some of my old material, I sounded so hoarse. And that was due to my iron deficiency. Okay. It can literally just, I couldn't breathe. I would get heart palpitations all the time, dizziness, you get fainting spells. I mean, just so many things going on. Okay. Your skin changes. I mean, just everything. Okay. And, man, when I see this card, this is why I was called to give this example. It don't matter what you've been through. You're a fighter. And I'm not saying you had to go through something major like I did, Collective. It could just be something else. But that's the example I'm called to give. Is that you've been through it all. You've been through the worst of the worst. And no one there to help you. Okay? Because I know for me, I had no one. I had no one. I had to handle that shit like a boss. Okay? And yes, do I pat myself on the back, but man, not without God. Not without God. And that's why when people ask me, how do you know God is real? If y'all only knew, every day, I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to get up. There was times at night I thought I was going to die in my sleep. And only God can do it, right? So, whoever you are, you're courageous, right? You're strong. You're persistent, okay? But you're not alone. Even in your toughest times, when you think you're alone, you're not alone. You have God, right? You have your spirit team. Thank you, Spirit. You're the last one standing. Yes, we have the Four of Pentacles. I feel like you're about to, I'm also called to say this. You are called to not, be careful with your finances at this time, okay? Be careful of your ins and outs, right? Try to save money where you can right now, because this is a little bit of a struggle right here. Mm, yeah, be in control. Pay attention to your finances, your ins and outs. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. The number 21 could be significant. Also 4. This is the world card. This is a completion of a cycle. Okay? Better days ahead. You're moving forward. You are feeling whole within yourself. You have gotten through the worst of fucking times. And whoever I'm speaking to, I feel like, especially if you're watching my channel, I believe in God. Okay? So for those of you who do not, and I'm such an unjudgmental person, that's why I'm trying to be careful of what I say. Okay? Because I don't judge anyone. Maybe you're not here, you weren't here yet. Maybe you're becoming here, right? But knowing that there's a higher power, okay, that's for someone. I'm also called to say for someone here, you could have had a loss of a loved one which made you feel like you lost faith in God, right? Because, how could God let something like that happen? It's not that God allows things like that to happen. Things we do down here is a choice that we make for ourselves, right? How we care for our bodies, how we care for others, right? And it's other people that do things to other people. It's not God, right? I don't want to dip too much into that, Spirit. I'm not ready for that. The reason why I really just don't want to speak on this is because when you bring up, I've learned throughout life, when you bring up religion, politics, it's never a good thing. So I'm going to leave that part there, okay? But I do need to say this. Whoever you are, I feel like you're becoming balanced. I feel like you have been protected a lot. And I think you need to see whoever this specifically part is for, it's because of the higher power. Okay? And to me, that's God. Thank you, Spirit. And I feel like you have been protected. Yeah, there could have been some kind of tragedy that made you lose faith at some point. And I'm sorry to hear that if that happened for you. Tragedy in my life actually helped me to see that God really is there. So, hopefully this resonated with somebody. If it did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you feel drawn to do so. If you're interested in a personal reading, everything you need is inside my description box. And I'll see you next time. Bye.